We are Keys and Gears, the podcast where we give you the keys to real estate and the gears to get you there.
We break down what's really happening in the Dallas market.
And we give you straight talk that helps you buy smart, sell wise, and live well.
Let's roll.
Welcome back, everybody, to Keys and Gears. I'm Mark Liesner. I'm a local mortgage broker. I'm here with Bess Dickson, local real estate pro. We're lifting the curtains on real estate. We're trying to show you things that you normally don't hear about, teach you things you normally don't, get taught or understand. So today we're going to talk about you can have two identical homes and you end up with two different utility bills. And why is that? And because the monthly cost of owning a home goes beyond paying the mortgage.
Right.
You also have to pay every month into a fund for repairs that are coming up that are going to happen. But more pressing than that is how much is it costing you utility bills? Myself have lived in homes where the utility bills in my rental homes that I've owned were vastly different.
Yes.
I mean, like night and day.
And
the same square
amazing.
footage
Mm-hmm.
and the same age house. And I just, it was mind boggling. So why is that, Bess? What are we looking at here?
Wow. All right. So let's unpack this.
Yes.
Number one, why is there differences? Because you are different than different than me. It's lifestyle.
Right.
How do you live? Do you microwave all your meals? Do you have to have a sound machine on at night? Do you like to leave lights on for your dog? Do you like to leave the TV on? A lot of people do that. Leave the TV on for your dog.
Do you work from home?
Do you work from home?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Do you use a Peloton on a regular basis?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the little. How many electronics do you leave plugged in all the time?
Yeah.
Cameras, security cameras are a big thing. I mean, the Ring doorbell. It's not a battery. It is in fact hardwired. It's power. There's so many things drawing all the time. So lifestyle. Some people use more power than others. The second thing that can affect it is ongoing maintenance. Some people are more forward thinking on their ongoing maintenance. So they go ahead and they walk around their house every fall and spring is a good time. That's when Mark and I suggest people do that and check all your windows. Are they actually securely, cleanly connecting? Is that joint clean and tight between the window unit itself and the bricks surrounding the unit? Because that little tiny slip, especially if you can slip a piece of paper through there, air's going through there too.
Yes.
Air that you're paying to cool, air that you're paying to heat goes there.
That's really the biggest expense is your cooling and heating of your home, right? In terms of utilities, that's probably one of the biggest
There
ones.
you go. And then along those lines, go up in the attic. Yes, they're all homes are built this. Not all homes are built. Going back to your example, two homes that are built exactly the same age way as one utility higher than the other. Well, maybe one had a whole surround system installed, and the people that installed that surround system had to move all the insulation in order to have access to put in those speakers and everything else. You don't pay them to put all that insulation back.
No.
They forget to tell you that they're not putting all that insulation back. But now that amazing media room is like bleeding money out the roof.
Yep. It's venting
So
out.
it's those, So go up there and check that on the regular, or maybe you've got one has rodents in the attic,
Right.
and one does not.
It's a good, when you have the same age house, a lot of times the previous owners, what they've done with a home makes all the difference. Some will have made that their fall project to put insulation in the attic. The other one just didn't do it. Some of them have put insulations underneath the house if it's a pier and beam. Some have replaced windows while others are still single pane
That's a big
windows.
one right there.
Right. The sealing of gaps. If you put a flashlight at night in a room and stand outside, you see the light coming through.
That's a fun hack. And here we are coming up on October in 2025.
Right.
Maybe that's the Halloween fun.
It's a good
Stand
thing.
inside
And
and turn on.
the reason why we say spring and fall is because houses move. And so these windows move, the doors move, and the gaps within them move. So checking it twice a year is not a bad thing, and sealing up those gaps.
And not just windows, but also your doors.
Right.
You want to, that door that's sticking, that's annoying. Let's check on that, especially your front doors.
Yep.
It's a good time to maybe change up the weather stripping. Because there you go. There's a good example of what often that we see fairly regularly. Dogs, cats, for some reason, destroy weather stripping in and out of doors, especially back doors. Dogs, understandably, are trying to say, "Hey, let me out so I can use the facilities or whatever." But cats are just being, cats. But now's a good time to change out that weather stripping, because again, you are paying to heat and cool. That's air that you are paying to heat and cool. Make the most of that money that you have spent, and make sure that weather stripping is tight. And then, of course, the obvious: if you're not using a light, turn off the light. I was sharing with Mark and our friends here in the studio that I got on a brand new built house that I built, a crazy electric bill. And I had 3 kids home at the time, and I had been kind of fussing at them to turn off lights, and they were like, yeah, mom, whatever, as kids do. And so I made a deal with them. Next month, whatever the electric bill is, the difference between this month and next month, I'll split it with you. And it was like nearly $75. And so they each got $20. And then I, of course, kept 15 for being mom.
Yep.
But they each got $20.
Yeah, that's right.
So $75 difference of simply, hey, kiddos, turn off the light. Again, if you're not using the light, you're paying for that light. So if you're not using that light, then turn off the light and stop spending money on
Better
that
for the
light.
planet, too.
Exactly.
And while we're, the utilities also going in when you're buying a house, you got to have a real estate professional that points these things out, right? So we looked at 2 different houses. They're both the same price, but here's a difference you may not be thinking about. And that's where a real estate pro
Even
like
light
Bess
bulbs.
can guide you.
Difference
light
on
bulbs,
light bulbs make
light
a difference
fixtures,
on power usage.
What kind of appliances are they using?
Appliances.
How old is the HVAC?
That
how old
rice
is
cooker.
That AC unit, really? That makes a big difference, especially these days. They get much more energy efficient the younger those systems are. So with all that being said, that's kind of why 2 houses can have vastly different operating costs.
Yes.
To put a technical term on it, and hopefully that helps you in your if you're current homeowner or if you're future homeowner. Hopefully that kind of spurs you into thinking outside the box.
Outside the box. Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today on Keys and Gears.
Time out, Mark.
Oh wait,
Time
we
out.
forgot. I had
Time
myself
out.
the
Utilities.
picture.
I wanted to share with you. Yes. So this little bugaboo, this is a picture of a Federal Pacific breaker box. And I wanted to share this with y'all because Mark and I on the regular come across these. You'll find these in homes built before 1981.
Yeah. Typically 50s, 60s houses.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's interesting about this breaker box is it's not built anymore.
Right.
It's not. Why? Because they discovered, insurance companies figured out that it was the culprit of spontaneous sparking and
many house fires.
And house fires.
Yes.
So it's no longer manufactured. Is it still being used? Yes. This was a home that Bess toured this week with a buyer, and part of our buyer conversation was this will come up in an inspection, and do you want to have it replaced immediately? Yes. Going back to utilities and cost savings, and just savings in general, when you replace that, most insurance companies will give you a discount on your insurance because they do recognize it as a fire hazard. If you don't replace it, your insurance premium will be higher than what you thought or what you expected it to be. All right. So that aside, but your safety and the fact that we use power at a much higher rate than when this breaker box was first designed are all the reasons to have that replaced. Runs around, don't quote me on this, but it's at $3,500. So it's not inexpensive. It's not crazy. It's not tens of thousands of dollars, but it's also not free, about
Yeah.
$3,500 to $5,700, depending on how, depending all the dependings, depends on how much it's going to be. But just keep your eye out on something like that. I mean, talking about utilities, it is a whole package of what it's going to cost now and in the future, and it can cost in different ways. Just part of the conversation of house.
And again,
Rent.
a real estate pro like you would see that and point it out immediately.
There
right?
you go.
So
Well,
before you
we'd
come
hope
in,
so.
well, before we go any further here, let's put all the cards on the table. So there you have it.
There you go. So, yeah, totally glad you're here. Glad you joined us, and we hope to you gain your takeaways are fantastic and make you smile and maybe put some more money in your bank account and less in other people's pockets. That's a nice win. There you go. And speaking of wins, we feel like a winner today because you joined us here on Keys and Gears. Drop us a question at keysandgears@gmail.com. Otherwise, subscribe, like all the things that you hear in all the other places. We especially would appreciate it because we just appreciate you each and every day. Look forward to joining us next time.